Hi everyone, welcome to cycling fail number 5. Let's see how observant you are watching this clip.
What are you doing, you idiots?
I don't think the cyclist emerging wanted to unclip. However skilled you think you are, think about the problems that it caused for my viewer in the car. Now, be honest with yourself. Did you spot the cat? The cyclist in this clip shouldn't have any problems being spotted. You can see them with their lights on approaching from behind. But this changes in a moment, and I'm not sure why. This cyclist decides to try to pass on the left at a silly moment. The left lane was heading off to the left, and there was very little room with the verge on the left hand side. The driver of the car did very well first of all to spot them, and then secondly to sound the horn. But now look at the cyclist behind. Their lights go off, and it looks as though that they were turned off rather than the batteries slowly running out. However, my viewer is still going to keep an eye on them, and so they should. It's just like motorists. When someone makes a mistake like that through impatience, they'll often make another straight after, and this is what happens here. I also think the motorists further back are doing a good job holding back behind the cyclist because the lights are off. In any case, there's a set of red lights up here. Why would they need to overtake?
Yeah.
You can just about make out the cyclist approaching from the left hand side. They only look right after they've committed to cross. I know some pedestrians that do the same. However, it's much worse on the cycle because of the rate of travel. Mobile phone use whilst you're riding a bicycle is not illegal, but if you see someone who does it, honestly, be careful of them because they don't care about their safety. And this is proved with their following manoeuvre. This one's close to being a serious one. When cyclists are killed or seriously injured, the finger's often pointed just at motorists. But that's not the whole truth. Sometimes cyclists can do a lot better. The van driver from the opposite direction here I think makes a mistake. They should have spotted the cyclist and not committed to go past the parked ones. But it is a long stretch for meeting traffic, and my viewer makes the situation worse, not better. All they needed to do was slow it down, allow the van into that space, and then continue. Poor cyclists and poor motorists share so many traits. And both groups don't understand that planning always beats progress.
That's why we're on camera.
Interestingly, I bet you didn't realise you were going to be involved in a cycling fail. It shows you how much people analyse their own behaviour. It's not the best footage, but up ahead, the cyclist near the left curb, the second one, just does a U-turn without looking. If someone had been coming the other way on this speed of road, that could have been lethal. My viewer had it covered though. This clip's been sent in as a cycling fail. But is it really? Is that a shared path to the left? And is this cyclist totally fine doing this? I actually thought they also chose a good time to rejoin the road after the junction had finished on the right. Quite often, the misunderstanding about cycling infrastructure and how it works from a motorist perspective can cause bad feeling when there's no reason. If you took your bike to work instead of the car, you'd be able to do this also. This one's definitely a cycling fail though. Why would you ever dream of overtaking an articulated lorry on a right hand bend? Some people will say that this isn't a proper cyclist, but they're still included within the killed and seriously injured stats. And by highlighting behaviour like this, hopefully motorists can be a little more aware and keep them a little safer, even though they are doing something idiotic. This is a poor emerge by this cyclist. My viewer's driving a lorry. You shouldn't make anyone change speed or direction, but it's even more difficult to do that when you're driving one of these things. Forget about the inconvenience that was caused to the lorry driver for a second. If this cyclist had come off at this point and there wasn't a protected right turn, this lorry driver was not stopping in time. Yet there's a massive section of cyclists who are going to be triggered just because the lorry driver beat the horn. A little perspective is needed, don't you think? My viewer's cycling way too close if a child ran out from there. And although the driver of the red vehicle is awful, you should be able to spot this, but instead you do this. At least you got your footage on YouTube. It's probably not the way you wanted it though, was it? This cyclist in front decides to ignore the advice of the people operating a bin wagon. How long would they seriously have had to wait for? It's embarrassing.
Go on, straight through! Straight through! Who's on a plate to you?
Then only a little touch further up the road, I asked the question.
What's your bettings? Might be different with the parked cars. I don't think so.
Liverpool cycling is just as bad as most of the driving, I think. For this final clip, we're going to be watching the cyclist that's approaching behind the black car. Why would you even contemplate overtaking here? The cyclist should have been able to anticipate when the black car driver was going to take the space. If you slow down sooner, you'll carry on quicker. It's not complicated. Keep safe everyone. I hope to see you soon.